Hello, I'm Keren and I'd like to give you an update on a project that Emmanuel Church helped to build in 2012. The project is called Third Hope, and many of you may have seen it on the monthly mission updates. The project was originally supported by the Social Justice Committee at Emmanuel in looking to respond to the Micah Challenge, which was a Christian movement aiming to challenge the church, like the prophet Micah, to cry out for justice for the poor, to act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with God. From the late 1990s until about 2007, and I quote a United Nations report, one of the worst humanitarian disasters on the planet was taking place. The brutal kidnap of over 30,000 children by the rebel LRA armies in northern Uganda. These children faced some of the worst atrocities known to humanity, often having to murder their parents and burning their homes so that they didn't have homes to run back to. You may read more about this in Emmanuel Jal's book called War Child. He himself was abducted at a very young age and taken to the rebel armies from South Sudan. Third Hope was built as a rural village sited right in the heart of the bush area where most of these abductions took place. It now offers a home, a refuge, a base for those who escaped the rebels, some after many years of their childhood spent in captivity. In addition to counselling, it offers training in carpentry, tailoring, and sustainable farming for these young people whose childhoods and educations were taken away. As a teacher, I'm very aware of the profound effects that a traumatic past can have on young people, and I certainly have students whose families have fled war-torn countries. It can take many, many years for the trauma to be processed. And this is what Third Hope offers. My husband Nick and I visited and stayed at the village of Third Hope in the summer of 2019, and we found that there was not a life untouched by the civil war. And this is a people who have felt largely forgotten by the rest of the world. But God calls the global family of the church to stand with those who are suffering. Many of you gave very generously to that visit: children's Christian literature, educational materials, toiletries, mobile phones. Thank you so much for your generous giving. Those gifts were hugely appreciated and have been put to very good use. Many of you know the story of this pioneer project and you have been following its progress. The main focus of this thought for the day was to read to you a letter which was written just a couple of weeks ago by one of the Ugandan leaders on the team, and sent on behalf of the 50 young men and women who have been doing the rehabilitation programme this year. And I read a few extracts from it. We thank each one of you for the support you have given to Third Hope Africa to enable our work here. The skills will forever stay with us and remind us of a group of people who thought of a people they had never seen but chose to help us walk through our troubles to a place of hope. Indeed, we have seen immeasurable improvement in the general well-being of the trainees and the communities from which they come. Lives have been touched in ways that eyes cannot see or minds imagine. We thank God for the heart He has given you to think about us, and in giving treasure and time to support this work of restoration and rehabilitation. Wapwoyo Matek means in the local language, we thank you so much. That was written by the Ugandan women's leader. The LRA kidnapped an entire year group of Year 9 girls from her school while she was at the school and she was in the year below. That story is told in this book, Girl Soldier. As I said, there was not a life in that community untouched. The words which really stand out to me are a people they had never seen but chose to help us walk through our troubles to a place of hope. That phrase resonates through all the work of our missions partners, whether it is frontline relief work, education, supporting the persecuted Christians, Bible translation. So I close with this thought. As the family of the global church, please continue to walk alongside our mission partners and all those they reach on their frontline outreach in prayer. Thank you for listening.